Hey, so before we start recording,
No.
or while we start recording, I just want to put this out here. We should have done this on the first episode. I just want to do a band acknowledgement.
It doesn't work on the podcast.
It doesn't work. Why? They can
Because
hear
they
how,
can't see it.
They can hear how
No one can
impressed
hear
you are
it.
at this fucking pile. Actually,
Is that a euro?
It's actually €5, but it's ripped in half, and so I don't think they can.
So it's 2.5.
2.5 euros.
No, it's €0 really, because they're not taking this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But and there's a €10 in here too. But we are on unceded broke boy land.
Oh my God. Let's get this over with.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Yeah, I couldn't bring that joke home because I got nervous because I thought you were gonna get mad at me. Hello, welcome.
Why would I get mad at you?
I don't know.
Can I have the money?
I threw how much money do
I
I
have the
here?
nitrous today?
10.
Give
11,
your
12,
money to
13,
women,
14,
first of all.
15. I have 15 American dollars.
I'll take it.
10 like fake dollars.
I'll take that
and then
too.
the ripped in half $5 thing.
I'll take it all.
Oh, you can have it if you want.
Fantastic. Give it to me.
Yeah. Just cash at me the same amount. Speaking of Cash App,
I'm Liz.
my name is Cash App, and we are of course joined by producer.
Young Chomsky.
And this is TrueAnon. Day 4. The day we kill ourselves.
I have to say something. Like when we came out here, I was RFK leaning Trump.
Sure.
And now that I'm faced with reality, and now that I'm faced with a fierce fighter for family, faith, race, and nation, like Kamala.
I do agree that those supporting RFK do not live in reality.
No, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I'm a Democrat now. Like I'm a 34-year-old straight white brat. And I am ready to get to I'm going to go to the polls in November.
Yeah, that's when it is.
And I'm going to pull the lever.
Or in proverbially.
I'm going to pull the lever. I'm going to follow a nice old lady in that voting booth, vote for her, vote for myself right after.
Sure.
And then kiss her.
Okay.
But I want Kamala Harris to be president.
I think that after tonight, and we'll talk about this at the end, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I do not like Kamala Harris.
I think she's a piece of shit.
I think she might be a monster.
This is what I predict is going to happen. I think there's going to be ebullience and joy from
Everyone.
From a lot of people, Charlie Brown, football people, but also just like regular people who would like Kamala Harris anyways. But I think we're going to get like an Obama style, like, you know how he was like became like droner in chief after like whatever. There's going to be some shit like that, and then people are going to be like, oh, I feel so tricked for believing in hope and change or whatever the version of faith, family, freedom, race that like Kamala has. And
I mean, if we even get that far, who knows? Like, we don't know what's going to happen.
Why is she talking about?
I'm saying just right now.
Yeah.
First reaction. We're recording this right up. We literally just watched Kamala Harris's closing night. A barn burner at the old DNC down at the United Center that we can't get into. Yeah. We watched it at an insane watch party that we will also talk about. And I'm just saying, first reaction is I fucking hate this woman.
Yeah.
And she scares me.
She scares you?
I don't like the way I feel right now.
I love the way I feel right now.
I don't want to get to that yet.
Okay.
I want us to start with where we started our day today. Because this is our last day of TrueAnon. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know, I'm making it up as I go.
Jazzy.
TrueAnon, election, DNC coverage in the DNC-ish greater area zone.
The DNC style place that we've been.
The zone of Pinterest.
So I would say the beginning of our real DNC coverage day, we woke up today, we didn't want to see a fucking Democrat. I did not want to see a Democrat. I was through with seeing Democrats. I was sick of them.
You looked in the mirror.
I did look in the mirror. And you know what? Something happened to me, and I didn't mention this I don't think I mentioned this on the show yet. The first day that we were here, I thought this portended well for great things, perhaps, for our stay here in Chicago. I was sitting in my bed, fully just jeans on, shoes on, my shit there.
Excuse me?
like my shit's all on, my jacket's on. I'm on the bed. And I hear a knock at the door, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be, can we clean your house? And I'm going to say, no, you can't.
And also, this isn't my house. It's a
Also, I
hotel.
don't, do you guys know this? I actually don't, whenever we stay in hotels from
I noticed when I went to your room.
I don't let them come in.
Yeah.
I
and
don't want them
for
in
the
there.
entire stay.
I don't want them in there. No, I don't want them in there for the entire stay. Yeah.
But what about the dishes?
Oh, I did order a breakfast this morning. I indulged this morning. I meant to take that out, but we were too busy. We had to go
I
to the
know we
thing,
were doing
yeah.
all this shit.
But oh god, I'm in my room right now. Anyways, I hear a knock at the door, and I go to that door, and I'm like, I'm about to be like, actually no, it's all good, but I still tip. I do still tip.
Of course.
And I open the door, and there is a fucking blonde in a fucking bathrobe. With no fucking shoes on.
Which this is the most Austin Power moment to happen to you.
A woman?
A woman, yeah. When someone says a blonde,
A
you're
blonde
like,
could be a man.
No, not in this context.
I am learning some things. No, if you refer to someone by their hairstyle, that is a woman.
Well, I don't make any prejudgments.
But and it was a blonde woman, and I say, can I help you?
You said, hello, nurse.
Said, oh my God.
And then the tongue rolled out on the floor, and I was like, oh, woo, God. And you had little steam coming out of your ears.
It's Hanukkah in August. And she said, oh my God, sorry, I thought this was a different room. And I said,
You're like, I did it.
Don't be so hasty. No, this is my room.
You said it exactly like that.
Don't be so hasty. And she turned beet red and started walking around. And later, I realized she might have been going to the because there was a guy next to me. I saw him go into his room, and I looked in to see if there was any condoms in there. But I was like, maybe she went to go to his room. But yeah, she was mortified. I thought that.
Why was she in a robe in the hallway?
Because she was gonna go fuck. Duh. I mean, that's like right. She must have been in another room and is like, I gotta fuck, and like was walking through the hallways and probably wanted to go because there was a Dem flack next to me because I saw his little lanyard.
Damn. Do you think that it's like the kind of Olympic Village here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Where
it
there's
for
like
sure
a
is.
staffer on staffer situation?
You sent me an excerpt from an article earlier saying that this
Yeah.
was Cheatsville, USA.
Having freaky dem sex.
Yeah.
I didn't read that article I sent you. I just sent it to you.
Well,
I read it.
Oh, I didn't read it either. But I got what it was saying. But yeah, no, they're definitely. I think when you get a bunch of people who like spend most of their time like puppeting the corpse of what was her name, the dead woman,
Diane Feinstein.
Diane Feinstein around. I think that like when you get them in a place like this, they're like, I gotta fuck, and like they tear off their clothes and like keep the brat hat, the fucking
brat hat stays
the
on.
lime green hat that says context or some fucking bullshit stays on during our pound session.
The dress sneakers stay on.
Yeah,
It's crazy. You didn't see a lot of coconuts in terms of the Kamala merch.
so true. Actually, I did see sex god Michael Tracy. Tracy is his name? Or was that the guy who used to post his ass who was in DSA?
No, Michael Tracy.
Michael Tracy.
Yeah.
Michael Tracy I saw him post. Fuck, we should have just shadowed him the entire time. That probably was so
It's
fun.
so why didn't we should have hit him up?
I might maybe I fuck with him, but I saw he posted
it is the Olympic Village here.
a photo of the Coconut Club within the DNC.
Oh.
But other than that, I saw no coconuts.
Yeah, they had all moved on to Brat. Everything was Brat.
It was full Brat head to toe, which
and
I was.
here's some breaking news. Tonight, a Brat flag was burned.
Fuck, dude. That shit is like, I'm like for parts of the First Amendment, but when I see somebody like Charlie, who is like next to Chapel Roan and Olivia Rodrigo and fuck, who else? Sabrina Carpenter and Lana Del Rey. When I have her up there on my Mount Rushmore and they fucking burn one of her flags, it just makes me be like, we should put these fucking people in jail, right?
Yeah.
But that
Deport them.
So where did they burn the Brat flag? They burned the Brat flag at one of these Palestine protests, and we went.
We didn't see the Brett flag burn though.
I know, but we got a picture.
We
sent.
got a fucking like immediate text. I was like, a Brett flag has been burned.
Well, it's because the person who sent the text was just burning the American flags we had given them last night. But the Brett flag did get burned. We went to the protests, which, you know, we talked about the Palestine stuff earlier. We're not a protest report podcast. It was a pretty big protest.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Moved rather slowly. But that's not.
I think that they were sort of trying to pace themselves because as you can imagine, the free speech zone of interest that the America. There we go. The CAPAs had set up for everyone was teeny tiny.
It was
It's kind of like a loop around under a train. Under a fucking, like, you know how Chicago has this like above ground
elevated trains.
Trains. So it was like, oh, your free speech zone is under this rattling train and next to the projects.
It made me feel really bad because it's like they had completely like cut off anybody from seeing the march. So it was really, I mean, which is obviously the march is like we talked about with Dylan technically earlier today, but
You don't have to tell them that. It's movie magic.
4 weeks ago. But like, yeah, obviously it's like a media attention thing. Like it's not like really your marching.
Yeah, but it was like very far from the United Center.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to see the United Center from the track of the protest, you had to like kind of like, at least for me, a little short stack, tippy toe up and then like peer between buildings and over a fence. And then you got to see this like sliver of fucking Waltz's like crazy grin on a Jumbotron. And that's like all you could see. Like it was far out.
It was far out. And like, it was a sort of like a looper situation in terms of the route. I will say that was probably the most cops I've ever seen in one place.
Yes.
We were talking to a journalist at the. For me, it's just a regular deli. To Liz, it was a Jewish deli that we were just at. It's true. It's just a regular deli to me, you know. But to you, I know it's foreign. But I'm not saying you think there's anything wrong with that. It's you liked it. You had fun there. But there was he said there was like 5-1 cops, which I that ratio.
Well, he also said that it wasn't just Chicago PD, that Homeland Security, Capitol Police.
I saw Secret Service.
People from, there were cops from Milwaukee that had been busted. It was an insane fleet.
Yeah.
It wasn't sort of surprising in a way because I think, I mean, it's fucking Chicago. Like, I don't know. And I think everyone understands the situation with this specific protest and this specific event.
Yes.
But it was pretty overwhelming. And I do want to say that the Chicago PD have a certain look. Mm-hmm. That I can only describe as John Candy-esque.
Yes. And there's there
is a strong Mike Ditka thread that it's still going here.
I've used this word before on the podcast, but I think it was literally the most porcine people I've ever seen in one place.
Very much a brace word.
Like they were, and I'm not saying like cops are pigs. They are pigs. Although I think people limit themselves to just calling cops pigs, but there are many different kinds of pigs in this society.
And also just pigs in general, like real pigs.
They're real pigs.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
And very smart.
Yeah. They can smoke. Like they can figure out how to smoke cigarettes, but like monkeys. The cops that we saw, it's crazy there wasn't that many short ones.
There were some,
but there was nothing like NYPD hasn't built, and I think it's hasn't beat rather. It's the uniform also throws it off. Here.
Yeah, they also all had like riot helmets on.
Yeah, it's true.
Which kind of added to the porcine vibe. But the mustaches, were impressive.
It was like they're sloped. They're like, I don't know what kind of triangle that is.
I mean, they looked like cartoon Chicago cops.
It was kind of Paul Blart to me.
Yeah, there was some blarting.
Well, there was a Blart bodies, but the mustache itself, I believe Blart's was more thick. These ones had a slant to them, like a kind of like one of the triangles they teach you about in like third grade that I don't remember. But you know, like they're like slanted. They're triangle style mustaches, but not super skinny. But yeah, there was a strange look to them.
There was one that you couldn't get a photo of that was eating a sandwich.
It's, you know what? And I fucked up because something I like to do is if I ever see a cop eating, I do take a picture of him because it makes them feel, or doing anything that's not like observe and report. I take a picture of them because it makes them feel like they're failures.
Yeah.
I should have just gotten up in that guy's face and taken a picture of it.
Dude, there was like fucking mustard on that stash. It
I
was
know.
like a
And
real.
he
It
was
was
getting off
like
his bike
there was
seat.
like baloney like hanging down.
And he was the biggest cop in that line. That would have made him feel like really self-conscious.
It was a really good one.
Yeah, I think that, it was. And it's just, you miss every shot you don't take. And I don't take a lot of shots. And if I did, this world would be a lot fucking different. Specifically, so the one thing that was more annoying than the cops, though, was the fucking journalists.
Oh my God. Oh, add it to the list. Here, this is day 4 DNC coverage. We're going insane. We want to kill ourselves. But this is our list. These are the people I fucking hate. Number 1, the cops. Mm-hmm. Number 2, the fucking media.
Yep.
These crazed, rabid, feral animals. Mm-hmm. They are not well.
No.
They need to be housed.
They're rude.
And re-educated.
They're rude to women. Like, if you're walking down the street and there is a whatever tall you are, like woman walking down the street, you don't hustle past her to like get your fucking like B-roll for ABC News.
That's not ABC.
There was a couple ABC guys there.
Half of it was just like, okay, I hope I can sell this to Reuters later.
Like you're I don't know what a stringer is, but in my head they're all stringers, and they should put some stringer on their damn necks and die while jacking off. These people were they were like, you know how I hate chefs because they act like they're in the army?
Yeah.
I also, journalists act like that. They act like, you ain't seen this shit I've seen. You haven't sat outside on your laptop on the ground in a fucking, in like a Marriott hallway like I have. Oh, you haven't stayed up all, I'm a journalist. It's like these people, there was a guy wearing one of those fucking Secret Service bendy earpieces and like holding on like he was stacking up on a fucking door to another guy's backpack. I am 34 years old, like I'm going to say for the second time on this podcast. If you catch my hand, I got to grab another guy's backpack. I got to grab another guy's backpack. You have full permission to take out your concealed carry fucking 32 ACP and pop, pop, pop. You got to use a lot of shots because it's basically a 22. Pop, pop, pop. You can take me down right there. Fuck these guys. They were acting like they were getting like deployed as like LERPs in Vietnam.
It was great, but it's not even, they were like geared up.
Yes.
Dude, like so many of them had like 3 different helmets like hanging from their backpack.
We passed by a woman putting on a helmet. It's like, where do you think you are?
I know.
Maybe she thinks she's in Iraq.
No, but this is the thing. They're like fucking jonesing for it.
They want it. And
I know that's not like an original point. Everyone knows. Oh my God. But like seeing this in real life, in the flesh, was so fucking depressing.
Yes.
And they've got their like big scope cameras and like, it's like fucking pull out your phone, dude.
Pull out your phone.
Just
Pull out
be
your
cool.
phone and put it in someone's
They
face.
got their helmets fucking hanging, dangling, jangling from them. Fucking, I saw one with a gas mask.
Yeah, the respirators.
What do you have? COVID? It's like, all you need to be a real journalist is to remember something so you can talk shit about it later, and to take out your phone and put it in someone's face and say, what's the biggest bird you've ever seen? That's like the shit that you need to fucking do. These guys be like, I hope someone lights a trash can on fire, blah, 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 blah. It's like these guys, and you know what's good? I like it when they waste their time because all these guys are just like, what were you taking pictures of? A bunch of people. I mean, it's good that they were, I guess, for the marchers because they want like to show there's people there. But I don't like the attitude.
No,
of a
it's the
reporter.
energy.
You're
and
not
like,
Sean Flynn.
They're also like wish casting.
Yes.
A bunch of violent altercations, which again, I know this is an original point, in this way that is in service for their own paychecks, by the way, not because it's in there. They think that will somehow lead to, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all just, they're chasing a fucking story. And don't give me the shit. They're not a squirrel trying to get a nut.
They're not a squirrel trying to get a nut.
I'm just like gavel down, boom. Like Judge Liz says you're not a squirrel.
And
That is not a fucking nut.
And it's like, but you know what, Liz? They're addicted to the fucking rush of it. I hate any job where it's like the defining feature of the cool person that does it is like, I'm so cynical. Like, I've seen it all. You know what? I haven't seen it all. I've seen a lot. I've seen probably a lot more than a lot of these journalists, but I've seen it all. Nothing phases me. Oh, another protest. Whoa, gotta grab my fucking helmet and get down there. I gotta put my fucking airsoft plate carrier on and put a fucking. What would you do if someone shot you? You would be like, well, the press is under attack,
Motherfucker, like, there's like a bunch of like old ladies and like families that are like marching and are like, stop the genocide. Like, come on, Jesus Christ.
It's just like, why are you acting like you're going through the fucking green zone in 2005? These people are just like, it's like you couldn't make it to like Nagorno-Karabakh. You got to go to fucking the Free Speech Park.
You can still go.
You can still go. Planes
Ship your ass out.
Planes open. Go to Kharkiv or whatever. Dude.
I have no problem. This is what I say. Deport the journalists.
We got to deport these journalists to war zones. Anywhere that there is non-state actors that you can disappear into the arms of, we are sending you there. And listen, I'm friends with a lot of journalists. Batya Ungar Sargon, fucking Barry Weiss. Barry Weiss's fucking stupid ass sister, who's Barry Weiss's wife. Yeah, she
has a sister wife?
And guess what? This sister fucking sucks ass too. You are. Tell me you're shocked. And you know what? Let me talk about this sister for a second. First of all, if you're listening to this, Barry Weiss's little sister, you will never be Barry. Everybody loves Barry. You will forever be afterthought. So you might as well.
With a THOT.
Oh no, she wishes. She comes to my door in a bathrobe. Putting the fucking chain on it, calling security. Security, there's a woman with a gun on my floor. Come right now. No, she has a hostage. No. She'll say she doesn't, but she does. The gun's in a rope. But she fucking wrote an article. Barry Weiss's little fucking sister wrote a fucking article. The free press, the so-called free press, is just 100% like, the Jews are tired, y'all, but like in an anti-woke way. Or like, we need to fucking nuke Beijing because they're just neocons but lesbians. And I'm not being cheeky, that is true.
Right.
But
what if Yimbys didn't do DEI?
She wrote an article about the Columbia encampments in the smarmy house style, and she fucking like, remember that fake ass like I got stabbed in the eye by like a flagpole shit that happened.
That was
Yale.
Great
she
video.
She said that happened. She referenced violence at Columbia. I click on the hyperlink that was hyperlinked to, and it fucking took me to the story about Yale. You are a liar. You are a liar. The press better be free, because if I had paid money for that shit, I would not only return it, I would call the Better Business Bureau and have a SWAT team come out and burn down your fucking family's mansion.
Where's the editor?
The editor's her sister, Barry Weiss. Could you imagine? That's your boss? I have no boss, no gods, no masters. Barry, shout out. I love you, though.
Yeah, you're going to need a therapist if your sister's your boss.
Barry, that time last weekend in the Keys was crazy. But I can't remember what I was saying.
Me neither.
Journalists.
Deport them all.
Deport them. Put them on the bus. Bye-bye. So
no, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that, and it was just so concentrated because there were so many of them, and they were all pushing everyone out of the way and looking for the scoop. Oh, I'm looking for the scoop. Where's the scoop?
Yeah.
And there wasn't. It was too much.
There wasn't a scoop. And it looks like many of them missed the real scoop, which was that you know how like anarchist flags are like half a color and then half
Isn't it
black?
usually red and black?
Well, that's like the classic one, but then when they never successfully did anarchy by the 70s, they started adding new kinds of anarchy.
Oh, right.
So like green anarchy and like there's like a girl anarchy one that's purple. I'm not joking. There's like another anarchy, whatever. I'm like, it used to just kind of be.
So now you usually see them in emoji form just on Twitter. And there's usually an anime kind of avatar.
Oh, it's a very anime, but it's all love. I rock with anarchists. I am an anarchist. I have no gods, no masters.
Well, you're a Democrat, so you're an anarchist.
Yeah, and I do have one God. That's Jesus Christ. But so there was an anarchist style bifurcated flag with the black of the anarchy and then the green of the brat.
The green of the brat.
The green of the brat. And it said brat on it. and this made much hay all over the 18 plus social media sites I use. And
You mean X, the everything app?
well, there is an X in the name, but it's like the comment section of like a video sharing app that's for
Okay.
adults. There was live leak. There was a someone burned the Brat flag, and I whoever did that, salute.
But it also could be more like you know at Burning Man when it's over, they burn the man. And it's like the final night of the DNC and everyone has to come together to burn the Brat flag.
Yeah. It could be.
That's sort of what I felt like tonight.
So we left the protest after a while because we had to cover the DNC.
Yes, and we headed to what we thought was going to be a rockin' New Year's Eve party
Yeah.
at a deli, which that should have been our first clue.
It was the only thing we could figure out that was going on tonight.
Well, I think it is it's like raging tonight.
It probably is raging right
Yeah.
now.
But we watched Kamala's acceptance speech. Was that what it's called?
We had to ask them to turn it on because it was just
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true because
Dance music.
when we first went in there, it was a like just a changing screen of the Norman Rockwell, like whatever that guy standing there. You know what I'm talking about?
the
He's like-
meme.
Freedom of
it's
speech or whatever.
Yeah. The meme that's like the guy standing up, and they had like Van Jones as the guy, and
Yeah.
like John Lewis as the
Rosario
guy.
Dawson.
I didn't see that one. But it was like various just like Democrat figures. in
Yeah,
there.
it was all AI generated.
And we asked them to put on the Kamala speech.
Yes.
And
Because we are committed to giving you the scoops.
well, we were gonna go to a bar called PhD Drinks to watch it, but
But instead,
we'd stay there.
a kind journalist got them to turn the TVs on for us.
There's beauty in every subculture.
Mm.
The speech itself was I was fucking crying the entire time.
Why?
Because of the sheer beauty and magnetism
Of her?
of no. I just like watching TV. It's just like it made me feel comfortable and like it's
I
like-
don't know what she was wearing, but it felt like Chloe, but I don't know if it is.
Kardashian.
No, maybe
What?
no.
Is there like a brand called Chloe? I'm a what?
It's
Why would I
okay.
know that?
I don't know.
Like, wouldn't it be weird if I did know? Like, oh yeah, it felt like Chloe.
No, it would be weird if you thought it felt like Chloe, but it wouldn't be weird if you knew that Chloe existed.
Is Chloe a person or a brand?
No, it's a French brand that's been around for a long time,
Okay, well,
like decades.
I'm young.
Decades.
I thought that she looked fine. She looked young for sure. She was a little shaky. I thought her voice was a little shaky, and then got a little hoarse from the yelling. And I was like, she got a little Joe in her.
I noticed that too, especially during like it kind of like she self-corrected towards the end. But
Yeah.
Kamala often has like a kind of like a warble in her voice, like we don't like she has almost like Biden-esque or like
I know.
RFK like light Biden.
It's definitely not RFK. But
From the courthouse to the White House, we are gonna get into America's house, and we are gonna fix the we're gonna fix the middle class. We're gonna fix the middle class. Hey Cheryl, who wants a pussy? Cheryl, get over here. How about some challenges shit with your friend Larry David?
all right, stop. No, it's not. I don't think it's RFK, but it does have a little bit of old Joe.
It has a little bit of old Joe in it. She
Which
also
maybe
has,
it's supposed to be a little nod.
She also has, and I wanna fucking correct some misinformation out here because I heard people talking like when she was in Atlanta, people were like, oh, she's trying to talk like Atlanta people or whatever. Like she's
Oh,
doing
the
a
code
southern
switching?
accent. People from Oakland and sometimes even other parts of the East Bay have the East Bay accent is like a southern accent. It really is.
Okay.
Like all the guys I knew that grew up in the East Bay all spoke like that same kind of like Kamala Southern accent. It just is the way it is.
I think this is a really good.
I've told you this before.
This is a good like debunking angle for you as a Democrat.
I'm a Democrat now, and like Republicans try to say like, oh, Kamala's like in the South, so she talk like a Southerner. First of all, she doesn't talk like this, which I don't think that's how Southern people talk, but she doesn't talk like that either.
What if she just did President Card voice?
I'll say.
I've come down here to the DNC.
That's what she should do.
I've been from the courthouse to the White House. To the White House. For me, I traded in pork futures to get to pay my way here. But no, she talks in the Oakland Southern accent. Like that is a real phenomenon. And I just think a lot of these right-wing journos are doing misinformation and they're giving liar. But she didn't sound super confident during all of this, but she never sounds that confident.
I thought the confidence built as it went on, and then the really disturbing section was when she sort of pivoted away. She was like kind of talking about Trump for a while and all the terrible things he'd done. I was like, yeah. And all the things she wouldn't do, I guess.
He wants to put me in jail.
Yeah. I'm going to put him in jail. It's like, well,
okay, one of you guys got to go to jail or else. Come on. That is real talk though. Like if in 2 years one of them isn't in jail, you please, listeners, liberal democracy is a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. One of these people needs to be in Supermax.
But she really started to get her groove back, I'll say, when she hit the section on foreign policy. And she was talking about, I don't know if it was coming from a place of like overcompensating because she was a woman. And so she's like, I got to show that I'm really fucking tough. But the look in that woman's eyes when she started talking about the military and later on when she talked about Israel, which I want to get to, was fucking psychotic. Like she had a quote. This was the quote. I pulled it from a copy of the speech. As commander-in-chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world. Now, I'm just imagining this, which is a room of her advisors and her speechwriters. And you're like, how do we show toughness? What words do we use to describe the U.S. military? I think we should go with the most lethal in the world. Do you know how purposeful that word is?
Yes, and I want to add in there that like whenever like politicians or like generals or whatever like talk about like military or law enforcement, they always like start using. There's like this particular vernacular that they use, and you know that they were like, "Oh, we got to add lethal in there." It's like it's the military, dumbass.
But also like it's a very like striking different pose than what used to be the like classic Democrat liberal humanitarian. We are this is not Samantha Powers who's like, we are the protectors and guarantors of democracy in the world. We're just here to protect it's all bullshit. I understand, but I'm saying the language is different. Now this is saying like, no. We are fucking killers. And we're the biggest and the best and the most lethal of them in the fucking world. And I'm going to ensure that we kill everybody.
Yes.
Extinguish everybody efficiently.
Yes.
And it was like, okay. And the look in her eyes, either because she felt like, maybe she felt really good saying that because she's like, I'm nailing the section. I'm overcompensating because I'm a woman. I don't want to seem weak. Or this is a fucking monster. But it was like, I got a little like shivers and I was like, oh, here we go. Here they are. Here's the beautiful Peloton fascists that I've been waiting for.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have to talk about the Israel stuff right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because she goes in, I can't remember the order, and I'm sure that you took actual notes instead of me, which my notes were just, she fought against the cartels? Question mark.
That was a funny line.
And I wrote, from the courthouse to the White House, baby, I'm going to take you to the big house, which I thought was clever when I wrote it in my notes app, but did not think I would say that out loud. It was kind of just an intrusive thought. She talked about Israel.
Yeah, I have it here. Should I read it?
You read it out.
It's a little long, but that's fine. With respect to the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are working around the clock because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
Wait, pause. What American in their right mind thinks Biden is working around the clock?
No,
Me and Biden about working. Biden's up at 3 a.m. Yeah, we have to ensure like this crosses it. You know how like people are like, I don't think these fucking young fucking gay Zoomer fucking who love Palestine could even point it out on a map. I genuinely don't know if Biden could find Gaza on a map or find a map.
Maybe she means like in shifts. Like
Yeah.
we are working around the clock, but I take the night shift.
I take the night shift.
And he is very much like an 8 to 4.
She does some of that Hunter sniz and stays up with Emhoff fucking talking to BB.
Okay, she goes on. And let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7th, sexual violence, and the massacre of young people at a music festival. When she said that, I looked straight at you because I was like, damn, Nova Fest.
You know what's funny is I looked at you, but I was actually looking at the guy whose party we were at, sitting behind you, because I had looked at his Instagram earlier and there was a "Would you hide me?" And I was looking at their reaction to that stuff.
Yeah, he had a big reaction to that.
Yeah, big reaction to that. He
liked it?
He was saying some Hebrew affirmations.
Yeah.
He was French, I think.
That's Jewish. But he was a French Jew, I think.
He was a French Jew.
He was a French Jew. But yeah, it was a strong lead that she put out there.
And then it goes on. Yeah, the sexual violence is a
Yeah, because it's just interesting because it's been almost a year that we've heard these accusations.
Yeah.
A year from one of the most powerful intelligence, blah, blah, blah. We've heard there's videos, we've heard there's, and except for there's just been no screams without words. There's just been a lot of words.
At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. Fucking Americans.
Well,
So many lives lost.
so many lives lost. Who took them?
Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again. That is a crazy ass line, by the way.
But I just don't understand, who are they fleeing for safety
Is
from?
the idea there that they flee from safety, then they get it, and then they flee again from safety, and then they get it?
I think that is kind of how
I
it's
know,
been going.
but it's a very odd way to phrase it. The scale of suffering is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
President Biden and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
You know, it's interesting because she calls out Hamas by name in this. She says they did sexual violence, they killed these people at a music festival. But when she talks about the people who are killed in Gaza, they lose their lives. They're hungry.
Yeah.
They must not have any food. Oh, I guess they just don't have food. And she doesn't name who is doing the killing.
Right.
Because that killing is still going on.
Well, she can't talk about herself.
She can't talk about herself. Yeah, she can't
She's
talk
trying
about
to pitch herself as you don't really want to bring attention to that.
our administration's bombs.
Oh, maybe you want to do that, but in a different section.
In a
That's what
different
the
section,
lethal
maybe.
thing
it's
is
a
about.
lethal thing. We don't, but that's not, it's just, they're just hungry. They're just hungry.
Yeah, this was really disturbing. I think like there was, I think it was actually before when she was kind of talking about the military that, and she had that kind of like monster look in her eyes that was like kind of, to me like blood curdling. Like it was like kind of like hysteric. She was kind of reaching hysteric registers. And then she went straight into this like kind of section that was like about like sweetness and like unity, and she had this like smile on her face.
Yeah.
And there was this like manic energy.
Yes.
That I just suddenly like kind of got a pit in my stomach, and I was like, oh no, here they are.
Yeah.
Like this is what I knew was there. And I don't know. It was like really like off-putting and really upset. And I was like, this woman is a fucking monster.
Well, you notice that actually I think it was after that, she calls out Iran.
Right.
And she calls out North Korea. And she does that in the context of, I think North Korea only, in the context of like Trump cozying up to dictators.
Oh yeah, she says like, actually, I'm gonna hold autocrats accountable. She's like, what a weird.
Okay, you're the autocrats. Yeah,
Autocrats
but not
accountable.
but not like the numerous ones that we're allied to and like subsidized and are under our like security blanket. But the bad autocrats. That struck me as so strange because it's like, listen, I'm an American. I'm a Democrat. I'm actually one of the best Democrats there ever was. What's Iran ever done to me? You know what I mean? If for the average American, you are on primetime television. The Democrats, we are all watching. We are arm in arm at the Jewish deli watching your ass. It's like, you're bringing up Iran. You're threatening Iran to all these people? Iran?
It's the same shit as the RNC, though. I mean, it's like, it was crazy, too. So she ends the speech, and she's like, come with me. Let us write the next chapter in the greatest story ever told. Like, speaking about American freedom, democracy, whatever the fuck they're talking. Beyonce starts fucking freedom, freedom, and the balloons drop, and there's just like fucking flags everywhere.
Yeah.
And everyone is crying and smiling and happy. And you just witness this like blood curdling, like drum of war speech.
Yeah.
Like it really was. That's like what it was like. Fucking law and order. We're putting people in prison. Our fucking lethal military is going to fucking pow, 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 shoot everybody in the world. And I'm going to do it with a fucking girl boss smile on my face. And then it's like the fucking Democrat Modern Family sitcom family on the stage.
Yep.
Like, as this like fascist pop music is blaring with all these American flags everywhere. And I was just like, oh my God, what am I fucking watching? And I look over at your fucking face and you're wearing a hat, a fucking Brat hat.
Yep.
And there's green Brat sodas on the table.
I'm drinking a Brat soda and I got a Brat hat.
And
I'm grinning like a Cheshire cat.
And I'm like, get me the fuck out of Chicago.
Yeah. I
hate these people. And I don't know what to do anymore.
I say this in all sincerity. Like, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, want a world where like people have dignity and food and like the largest class's political rights, and there is peace and prosperity for all the nations of the world. And I think a lot of people maybe want that. In some way, maybe they don't. We might be probably
like in an abstract way.
In an abstract way, in a very abstract way. Watching this, these people talk about the middle class and like I'm a middle class. I'm a Maoist small business owner. The middle class. Oh, Donald Trump's gonna cut these people's taxes, but I'm gonna cut your taxes. It's like I don't want like I want an annihilation of this system. Like it is. And that's going to be an unpopular. I think I've been talking about this so much, but like I really think that like liberalism and like even if people are still calling themselves whatever fucking left wing bullshit, like I think liberalism is kind of like back for a second. But we're gonna have a lot of I think Obama 08 shit coming up, like looking back on this and being like, oh yeah, maybe like that wasn't such a good idea. it is so. I mean, you can't. There's no two ways about it though. The Democrats are back. Like there is a new this is like the new blood of Democrat Party kind of shit going on here. Like, and they're gonna do the same shit that the Democrats have always done. That both parties in this political system have always done. And rule as Führers at home and Gauleiters abroad. And so it's just I felt the same way. It's like, and this the joy. Boy, is that word being deployed a lot by the stenographers, the regime stenographers out there. The joy that people feel, on some level, it's like I understand that you want to feel happy, and also a lot of people believe in this stuff. Like Kamala is speaking to a real constituency, but
the middle class is fucking huge, man.
Yeah, middle class is huge. Also, the base for fascism.
And don't we see it here?
Don't we see it here? But I'm a Democrat, though. At the end of the day, I'm with them. I'm a Democrat. I'm fucking...
You're brat.
I'm brat. I'm head to toe brat. I'm a Demobrat. I'm a Demobrat. I'm a dirty brat.
I like Demobrat.
I'm a Demobrat.
Doesn't really work at all.
We need a new name for fall. We need a freaky fall or something.
No.
Fuck fall.
No, we don't need anything.
We need a fuck fall.
No, everyone just needs to stop talking.
This has always happened with like they name. There was Summer of
no,
Love.
everyone stop. We need to destroy the internet. I'm
Yes.
telling you. I mean, we
Yes.
were fucking walking through Chicago and I was like, we need to, okay, guys.
You asked me about.
This is the TrueAnon plan, and we need everyone to join us. We are all going to join the Houthis.
Yes.
And then we are scuba diving and we are cutting the fucking cables.
Liz
because
asked
we
me-
need to destroy the internet.
Liz asked me in earnest, it's like, can you get in touch with the Houthis?
You don't need to tell people
You
we're
did.
recording this.
Can you get in touch with the Houthis? They're cool. And yes, I can. But I remember I tried to get us to. This is what might be behind the curtain. Okay.
No.
Okay, but we don't support anybody on any side except for the Democrats. We think the Democrats, to me, a perfect world looks like this. Brad is president, and as in every policy-making position ever, every Congress seat, every Senate seat, we have a fucking Brooklyn artist. And we have a fucking L.A. creative, and we have a fucking San Francisco techie, and we have a fucking Midwestern brew pub owner, and we have a fucking Southern food hall what is it? Lobster ravioli chef.
Yeah.
And we have a fucking Michigan guy who moved there and bought a bunch of warehouses and converted them into art spaces. And we have a fucking Seattle $400,000 a year Amazon Web Services employee. And we have a fucking San Diego Marine who's maybe killed a few civilians in Kandahar and is just relegated to an administrative position. And we have a fucking New Mexico. What do they do there? Diamonds, or not diamonds. What do the women do magic with? Crystals. And then we have a Denver skier, and we have a fucking Arkansas. I don't know what they do there. Really? They go to college. And we have a fucking Mississippi blues man, and we have a Florida person, a swinger, and we have a fucking North Carolina guy who talks like that, and we have a South Carolina guy who talks like that, and we have a fucking, I can't remember the rest of the state, and we have a New Jersey
Fat guy.
Well, but he's taking Ozempic. Don't worry about him. He's gonna be good. And we have a fucking what other states are there? And we have a Pennsylvania.
And before they can all take those positions as demon brats, they got to go execute a Palestinian kid before they can get. They pay their half of the timeshare that they're buying in the Gaza Strip.
That is true. Yeah, we're gonna convert Gaza Strip into fucking
Condos.
Mixed use fucking condos with a crumble at the bottom.
You know what it is? That's the fucking zoning shit that Obama wanted to talk about. He was like, we need to get rid of the zoning laws
to rezone Gaza.
in Gaza, aka the people of Palestine, so that we can fucking build some hotels, some infrared saunas, a crumble or two, perhaps sweet green Gaza.
Some spadermas.
I am maybe a little poke station.
Some poke. They never had poke like this anywhere in the Mediterranean before.
And you know what? Freedom. I'm gonna lose. Freedom. Can we put the Beyonce in? Freedom. We open up. We fucking Soho House, motherfucking Gaza. Let's motherfucking go. Kamala, 2024. It's motherfucking.
We are Democrats.
These are the brat end of days, and those fucking four horsemen are green.
Let's go home.
I'm Liz.
My name is Brace. Actually, I have to make an announcement. If you are free on Tuesday, August 27th, please come to an event called The Right to Resist in the Area of Imperialist War. I will put the URL in the description to this. It is next Tuesday. It is happening in New York City from 7 to 9 p.m., August 27th. My name is Brace.
We are, of course.
Wait, producer?
Young Chomsky.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, sorry.
And this has been TrueAnon. We will never, ever fucking do this again. Bye-bye.
Jeffrey Epstein. Would you please get your name? Jeffrey Epstein. Would you please get your name? Jeffrey Epstein.